Welcome to the show, everybody. Today we're diving headfirst into a topic that's more heated than a Vindaloo curry, the military capabilities of India and Pakistan. Now, these two countries have a history that's, shall we say, complicated. They've been at it for decades, and with recent tensions reaching boiling point, it's more important than ever to understand what they've got under the hood, militarily speaking. We're talking tanks, planes, nukes, the whole shebang. Because believe me, folks, in a neighborhood where everyone's packing heat, it pays to know who's got the bigger stick. And trust me, things can get very real very quickly. So buckle up as we break down the military muscle of these two nuclear-armed neighbors and try to figure out if they're actually on the brink of war or if this is just another chapter in their long and storied rivalry. All right, folks, let's talk money. Because when it comes to building a badass military, you've got to spend big, and nobody knows that better than India. We're talking billions with a B, folks. See, India's been on a shopping spree lately, snatching up shiny new weapons and tech like it's going out of style. They're investing heavily in modernizing their forces because, let's be honest, nobody wants to be caught in a 1970s time warp when the nukes start flying. But it's not just about looking good on the parade ground, it's about sending a message, loud and clear, that they're not to be trifled with. Now, Pakistan, on the other hand, has to be a bit more, shall we say, resourceful. They're working with a tighter budget, but they're still making moves. They've been focusing on strengthening their defenses, particularly along the border. Think of it like this: India's building a high-tech fortress while Pakistan's digging trenches and setting up tripwires. Both strategies have their merits, but in a head-to-head matchup, well, let's just say it's not exactly a fair fight. But here's the thing: military might isn't just about how much cash you splash. It's about strategy, it's about training, and it's about the will to fight. And that's something both India and Pakistan have in spades. Now let's talk about the sexy stuff, fighter jets. Because nothing screams military might like a supersonic bird of prey armed to the teeth. In this corner we have India, rocking some seriously impressive hardware. We're talking Russian-made Sukhoi Su-30 MKIs, sleek French Rafale jets. These are top-of-the-line fighters, folks, capable of delivering a serious punch. They've got speed, agility, and enough firepower to make a dictator sweat. But don't count Pakistan out just yet. They've got their own fleet of fighter jets, including the JF-17 Thunder, a joint venture with China, and the J-10C Firebird, another Chinese import. Now, on paper, they might not match up to India's heavy hitters, but they're nothing to sneeze at either. They're nimble, they're relatively modern, and they're flown by pilots who know a thing or two about aerial combat. It's like David and Goliath, except David's packing some pretty decent heat this time around. But remember, it's not just about the size of your arsenal, it's about how you use it. In the treacherous skies over the Himalayas, experience and strategy can be just as important as raw firepower. And when it comes to a potential air war between India and Pakistan, well, let's just say it would be one hell of a show. Okay, let's be honest, nobody wants to see a full-blown ground war between India and Pakistan. It would be a humanitarian disaster, a political nightmare, and frankly, a logistical nightmare for everyone involved. But hey, we're here to talk about the what-ifs, so let's dive into the trenches, shall we? India, with its massive population and even more massive military budget, has a clear advantage in terms of manpower and hardware. We're talking about a million-strong army, equipped with everything from battle-tested T-90S tanks to nimble BMP-2 infantry fighting vehicles. They've got artillery, they've got rocket launchers, they've got enough firepower to make Genghis Khan blush. Pakistan, however, isn't backing down. They've got their own formidable land forces, including the Al-Khalid-1 main battle tank, a homegrown beast designed to take on the best India has to offer. And let's not forget their artillery, with the trusty American-made M109A5, Paladin self-propelled howitzer leading the charge. Now I know what you're thinking. Can Pakistan really hold its own against India's sheer numerical superiority? It's a valid question, folks, but here's the thing. Pakistan has something India doesn't: the home field advantage. They know the terrain, they know the conditions, and they're prepared to defend every inch of their territory. All right, landlubbers, let's set sail for the high seas where things get a little bit salty. India, with its long coastline and strategic ambitions, has been beefing up its navy like a bodybuilder on protein shakes. They've got aircraft carriers, destroyers, frigates, the whole nautical 9 yards. And let's not forget their nuclear-powered submarines, lurking beneath the waves like silent predators. These underwater behemoths are a game-changer, folks, giving India the ability to project power far beyond its shores. Pakistan, on the other hand, has adopted a more, shall we say, asymmetric approach to naval warfare. They're not looking to go toe-to-toe with India's big guns. Instead, they're focusing on stealth, agility, and the element of surprise. Their Type 054 AP frigates, acquired from their trusty allies in China, are armed with anti-ship missiles that could give even the most seasoned admiral a serious case of the jitters. And let's not forget their Augusta-class submarines, capable of slipping through the waves undetected and wreaking havoc on enemy shipping lanes. It's a classic David and Goliath scenario, with Pakistan relying on cunning and guile to counter India's brute strength. Okay, folks, it's time to address the elephant in the room, or should I say, the nuclear-armed elephant in the room. Both India and Pakistan have nuclear weapons, not a lot, mind you, but enough to make the entire world nervous. They're both what we call unrecognized nuclear weapon states, which basically means they never signed the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. It's like showing up to a potluck with a casserole dish full of plutonium. Nobody's quite sure what to do with it, but they're definitely keeping their distance. India conducted its first nuclear tests back in 1974, sending shockwaves through the international community. Pakistan followed suit in 1998, proving that they too could play the nuclear game. Now, both countries claim their nuclear arsenals are purely for deterrence, a way to keep the other guy from getting any funny ideas. But the reality is, the mere existence of these weapons creates a constant state of tension in the region. It's like two guys standing in a pool of gasoline, each holding a lit match. One wrong move, one miscalculation, and the whole place goes up in flames. So yeah, the nuclear issue is a big deal. It's the ultimate wildcard in the India-Pakistan rivalry, and one that keeps diplomats, analysts, and late-night talk show hosts up at night. So there you have it, folks, a crash course in the military capabilities of India and Pakistan. It's a complex issue with no easy answers. The truth is, nobody really knows what the future holds for these two nuclear-armed neighbors. Will they find a way to coexist peacefully, or will their rivalry once again erupt into conflict? One thing's for sure, the military balance of power will continue to play a crucial role in shaping the region's destiny. As tensions simmer and the drums of war beat ever louder, the world watches with bated breath, hoping that cooler heads will prevail. Until then, we can only hope for the best, prepare for the worst, and try to make sense of this crazy, complicated world we live in.